Oh. If you'd like to move more, I invite you to take a big step forward with your left foot. Nice. Pause here. Spin on the ball of your right foot behind you until your heel comes to the floor. Nice. You can stay exactly as you are. You might choose to bring your back foot to intersect with your front as though to make a T. Does that make sense? So if they were to come together, your front heel would meet about the middle of the arch of your back foot. Or you could create space between the front toes on the back foot and do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm saying all of the opposite words of what I mean. Left toes can point forward along the long edge of your mat, and your back toes could also come to the opposite long edge of your mat to create a little extra stability. There's no right or wrong. Find what feels right in your warrior two. From here, lift your arms to a T, maybe looking back over your fingertips and then forward. Take a breath in, shrug your shoulders towards your ears. And exhale, create space. Let your arms be heavy, though uplifted. Inhale, you might flip your front palm. Lower your right hand to meet the back of your right leg. As your left hand lifts towards the sun, you might look overhead. Reverse warrior. Nice. From here, you can bend your left elbow, bringing it towards your bent knee, and reach up overhead with your right hand. Side angle. You can stay here or shift your hand further overhead, making a long line from back toes to lifted fingers. Breathe here, creating length in that side of your right waist and rib cage. Exhale, reach back with your right arm, lift your left, find warrior two again. You might come onto the toes of your back foot, shifting towards more of a lunge, windmilling your hands to open up in the other direction for a twist. Nice. You could stay here or bring your right hand to the floor, reaching your left overhead. It's okay if your mat changes shapes and directions underneath you. Nice. When you're ready, release your right hand from the mat, unwind, and bring your right foot to the floor again, finding warrior two once more. Pause and breathe. Nice work. We're going to shift and do the same thing on the other side. Pick up your left toes and pivot on your heel, bringing them to face the same direction as your right toes. You can make any adjustments needed, letting your imaginary railroad tracks be a little wider. From here, you might point your toes outward, bringing your heels in close. Reach your arms out and up for star. Breathe in. Exhale, lower your hips. We're going to find that imaginary chair again, but with a wider stance for goddess pose. Inhale, lift for star. Breathe in. Exhale. Strong goddess pose. You remember we were building a fire earlier? Now we're standing over it. We're building heat beneath us. Inhale, stand up tall. And exhale, lower. Goddess. Inhale, star. You're a star. Exhale. Welcome you to giggle at me. This is why I like to do yoga. Makes me silly. Goddess pose. You can bounce or pause here. You might bring your hands to your knees and dip your right shoulder towards center, pressing out with that extended arm on the inside of that knee, looking over your left shoulder perhaps. Nice. Uncurl. Pause again in the middle. And this time press into your left knee with your left hand and dip your shoulder towards the center, maybe looking up over your right shoulder. Wringing out stale air, inviting a little bit of a twist. Nice. Release your hands, reach up for star one more time. Exhale, goddess pose one more time. Nice. Come to standing. We're going to go back to pivoting our feet. I didn't forget where we're going, did you? Now, pick up your right toes, turn them towards the short edge of your mat. And you can adjust your left toes to be perpendicular, pointing forward now. Finding warrior two on the other side, bending your front knee. You can heel toe your back foot back to make that easier without having to extend past your ankle. Take another breath in. Sigh perhaps as you let that go. Arms can come up to a T, reaching forward and back. Looking over fingertips as though to see over a horizon. Looking over back fingertips, drawing on knowledge from the past. You might flip over your right palm, your front palm, to face the ceiling. Reach back as your hand lifts, reversing your warrior, keeping your legs right where they are. Breathe in here, maybe reaching a little taller with your lifted hand. Exhale, bring your elbow to your right thigh as you lift your left arm overhead. Side angle. You can stay here or just toggle your hand overhead, making a long diagonal line from your long edge of your left foot behind you to your outstretched fingertips overhead. You can use that connection of your elbow with your thigh to support you and open your chest a little more towards the front. We'll call this the front. When you're ready, reach back with your strong, long left arm to help you lift. And reach your right arm in front once again. Breathe in here. Extend your right leg, say ah. Nice work. You can toggle your toes. This time bringing your toes towards center and sending your heels out wide. You may have to shorten your stance to make that doable. If you have blocks available, I invite you to find them and place them beneath your hands for support. And stay here for a couple of breaths. Or begin to fold a little bit more. If hamstrings allow, you can also keep a soft bend in your knees. You can change the height of your blocks if you're working with those, or maybe the ground is a little easier to reach as you find length in the backs of your legs. Remember to breathe, inhale, fill up. You can also rest forearms on block. Exhale, press into both feet equally. You might toggle your hips from left to right, taking a soft bend in either knee as you shift. Kind of a very small micro movement resembling Skandasana. Stretching the IT band. Getting a little more space in the connective tissues between pelvis and spinal musculature. Breathe in again, maybe sighing to yourself as you let it go. Nice work. You can move your blocks out of the way if you're using them. Press into both feet and slowly, slowly, slowly Inhale, curl to lift and rise to standing. Brush your mop top out of the way if necessary. And when you're ready, find firm ground beneath both feet. Shift your weight into the left foot until it becomes heavy, 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 such that the right foot might hover above the mat. You can stay here or lift your right knee, bending it on an inhale to hip level. Your right hand might create resistance on the outside of that thigh as you press, 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 externally rotating, bringing it out to the side. Your standing leg may be wiggling or shaking. That's okay. You can bring your right toes down like a kickstand and connect your heel with your shin. Or practicing more balance, you might put the whole sole of your lifted foot on the inside of your left shin, your standing shin. This is enough for tree pose, both variations, or you might offer assistance and connect the sole of your foot with your inseam on your thigh. Finding your variation of tree pose. You might remember that mushti mudra for centering, making a very soft fist, choosing to hug your thumb and your curled fingers or connect it outside, maybe with your ring finger. Notice if your tree blows in the wind as your mind wanders to other places, be it making a mudra or otherwise. A breath in might reach your arms out and up. Maybe those soft fists rotate in small circles like leaves falling from the treetop with autumn shifts in mind. Do that again. Inhale, reach out, reach up. Resetting, rebalancing as many times as needed. But maybe focusing on the release of those leaves from your metaphorical branches overhead can help your attention stay more on the breath than on your balance. Last time this side. You may notice some warmth in your standing leg. See if you can shift softly, bringing your right foot to the floor again. Maybe shifting readily to give your left some relief. You can shake it or kick that foot in space, maybe taking circles with the foot and ankle, maybe bouncing or jumping in space, and preparing to work on the other side. When you're ready, get heavy, heavy, heavy in the right foot. Left foot can hover. An inhale might bend the knee and lift it to hip height. Maybe creating resistance on the outer thigh with the left hand. Press, press, press to externally rotate the foot to the side. You can reach out for balance, noticing if this side is different. Maybe bringing your toes to the floor like a kickstand, placing your heel against your standing ankle. Again, I invite you to make soft fists to practice your mushti mudra for centering. Stay here or slide the sole of your foot to the inseam of your calf. Breath in, choosing what's next, to stay or to move. You might choose to stay there or bring your foot to the inseam of your standing thigh. Press your standing leg into your foot and your foot into your leg, wherever your connection is. And if you're ready, you can reach the hands out and up. Fists or fingertips might connect overhead before making soft circles on their way down like leaves falling from fall branches. Move with your breath. There's no rush. Maybe looking at the floor. Maybe looking at the ceiling or sky. Last breath. Finish your cycle. Softly rooting down with both feet when you're ready. Might take a breath in mountain pose and decide if you're ready to shift down, to return to the floor, to lower the energy level perhaps after that effort. Wherever you are, I invite you to practice one standing fold with me. You can bend your knees and hinge at the hips and reach forward towards the floor. You might bend your knees so much that you rest your chest against your lap and let your head hang. Your hands might come to the floor or blocks or any other form of support you have available. You can also stand with your feet up against a wall for a little bit more support and to remove that sense of feeling like you might fall backward. Opposite hands might reach for elbows, framing the head, hanging the shoulders with heaviness. Invite a breath in here. Maybe sigh as you let it go. Nice. Stay here as long as you'd like. When you're ready, pressing into both feet, inhaling, slowly rising, rooting down to grow up.